Welcome to Nerd Alert, y'all! This week we have a very special guest, the ever wonderful and talented and lovely Jenna Busch. You may know her as Stanley's co-host, or talking about movies and culture, and she's the founder of Legion of Leia, which is a pretty cool site that I think you should check out. Jenna, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So tell me about Legion of Leia. You started fairly recently.
Yeah, actually, we started on May 4th, Star Wars Day. It came out of the Star Wars casting. We had heard that there was only one new female character, and that was really kind of an issue for me. However, that has since changed, which I think is fantastic, and I'm actually really excited about the casting now. But a friend of mine and I were talking about all of our Leia pictures from when we were little for Halloween, and we decided that most people would probably have those, and most people would appreciate it if we put something up to talk about women in sci-fi. Basically, the idea was I didn't want to just complain and shake my finger and say, like, this really sucks. I wanted to do something positive.
Yeah.
So the whole idea is to celebrate women in sci-fi, in the genre, tell people that there are a lot of jobs for women out there, and to make sure that there are more for us in the future.
Very good.
Thank you.
That is, as a woman, no. I mean, I think it's better for everyone when we have better written characters and more well-rounded and more realistic.
I think so too. Well, you know, I have a niece and a nephew, and I want my niece to see herself in as many characters as my nephew does. And I think that's important. I actually was doing a signing somewhere at Comic-Con, and a woman came over and brought her son and said, well, this is my 11-year-old son. I want him to have female characters to look up to as well. I thought that was pretty cool. I know, right? But
you're also well known. Well, that's awesome, and I'm going to go look at that. I look at it every day for the updates. One of the stories we have is from Legion of Leia today.
Yay.
But
suck up.
Yeah, you know what? It's called crafting a show rundown. You're also pretty well known for drinking it up with Stan Lee.
Yeah, drinks with Stan. It's kind of my favorite job ever. No, I did a show with Stan Lee where the two of us would have drinks with a celebrity every week and talk about whatever projects they were doing and their favorite Stan things. And it was the coolest thing that I've ever done. I love Stan. Love him.
And you're doing more work with Stan in the future, which we're not allowed to talk about.
Well, I can say there is a project coming up for his YouTube channel that I think will be really exciting, and I can't wait.
Sounds fun.
I will tell you more as soon as I can.
So if that's all very good, we can catch you online at where?
You can find me on Twitter at Jenna Busch, B-U-S-C-H, like the beer, not the president. You can find me on Legion of Leia. All of the social media is Legion of Leia.
Yeah, I should have mentioned, this isn't George W. Bush's daughter.
Yeah, I'm the other one.
Sorry.
Well, I actually do get Twitter messages for my other father. So, yeah.
What's that like?
Well, my dad is actually on Twitter, and so they say terrible things. I'm like, no, my dad's really cool.
No. See?
Yeah.
That Bush.
Yeah, I have to say that all the time.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That's quite all right.
All right, so Jenna will be with us all week. We're going to start right away with our first story. So, some new artwork came out this week. It didn't go over so well with the general public. It is a variant cover for the relaunch of Spider-Woman starring Jessica Drew. Let's take a look.
Wow.
Bam. That's not a heart or an apple. That is a big ass butt, and
it's redundant.
I mean, yeah, it's a little redundant. It is a big ass. There we go. But
wow, that was good. That was good.
It has been confused with another recently released image this week. Well, bam.
It's a good week for butts, I guess.
I guess it is. I mean,
butt week.
I cannot lie.
It's like Shark Week.
Yes.
A rounder.
So this hasn't been going over so well with a lot of people in the media and the public. Well, one, it is, well, let's not lie, it's a very sexualized picture, maybe not the best tactical picture if you're on top of a building, hoping not to fall off of it. And it also kind of defies how the human body works.
And how cloth works, really.
Well, is that cloth? I thought it was like body paint.
I hope not, because you really should not have latex paint in that area.
I thought it was just a really bad sunburn, honestly.
Like all over?
Yeah.
That would make more sense.
Yeah.
And she's just like, ow.
Yeah. See, no, you've explained the entire picture. Everything makes sense to me now. She is in pain. That's, that's just really, okay.
Poor Jessica.
Oh, Jessica. Well, I think the big problem here is that if, you know, Marvel might want to remember that there are a lot of us as women who love comics. And I read them. I go out and see their movies like many women. I mean, think about the percentage of women who went to see Guardians opening weekend. And I think maybe this wasn't the best tactic. Now, this guy, Milo Manara, is known for his erotic art, which is fine. Totally cool. Yeah, and I mean, it's not, I can critique how the cloth works on the butt and all of that, but really that's not maybe the best decision to make if you're courting women. And I do read them, and I don't want to walk into a store. Like, first of all, I do want to say for the record, I have no problem with sexuality, nudity, anything like that in comics. I really don't. But if you hand a comic to any woman, you can look at that and tell me if that woman is being portrayed as sexual or sexualized. And it might be something to do with the pose, it might be something to do with the content. You can tell the difference. And I mean, I know this is a variant cover, but I don't know. I don't think it was the best decision, as evidenced by all the negative reaction.
Well, a lot of the response was, this is how Milo Manara's art has been since the late 60s. And it's like, yeah, but you chose him.
Yeah.
And you knew what you were getting into.
Yep.
And I won't, like, the over-sexualization of women superhero characters is nothing new. That's been going on forever. I mean...
Yeah. Probably racking up the angry comment karma right now.
It's just strange because Marvel has been so progressive and so daring as of late, with a Muslim Ms. Marvel,
which is awesome,
and a black Spider-Man and
Lady Thor.
Exactly. They are taking great leaps and bounds to prove to themselves.
Hand over fist in their cinematic universe.
Right.
You
exactly. Black Widow had a huge part in the last Captain America movies.
It was pretty much the Black Widow movie.
Yeah, it was a good one.
No, I loved it.
It was a good movie.
I totally loved it. But it was Black Widow.
So it just seems strange that they would, like, take steps backwards and put something so...
Trying to appeal to the people who are always complaining about that. Like, see?
Look, butt. I mean, I like the hand. That's
I'm a big fan of butts.
This is well documented. I will support this.
I'm not going to dance around this issue. I love a good butt. But this does seem gratuitous. And maybe, like, the only strategy I can think of is maybe they didn't have anything else going for their, Spider-Woman comic book, and they're like, oh, we need to get this in the news cycle. There's nothing terribly interesting about it. Let's put something flagrant on the cover, and then Nerd Alert will cover it.
Oh, please, I hope Nerd Alert covers it.
That was definitely the goal. Definitely the goal.
It could be because we're talking about it, and we're not the only ones, so maybe that was their plan.
Maybe that's a fair assumption to make, because we talk about whenever something unusual happens. It doesn't necessarily have to be a good thing or a bad thing. We'll talk about it either way.
Yeah, well, I mean, it also could be different departments doing different things. There was something that came out recently. There's a hashtag called Where's Gamora? And if you go on Amazon and you look up Gamora toys, there aren't a lot of them. If you look up Gamora backpacks, or not Gamora backpacks, Guardians backpacks, the entire team is on there, but not Gamora. So, and this was a really popular movie with women. I have seen it, 4 times now? Something like that. We'll see it again. My mom loved the movie. My parents thought it was great. So I want Gamora toys. And if I have money and I want to pay for stuff, give me my toys. And I actually posted this on Legion of Leia, and I had people saying things like, oh, maybe it was contract negotiations. No, because she has some toys, but she's just not on backpacks because they don't think little boys will want her. And I also got somebody telling me that I should be patient, match my temerity, to want toys at the same time as the boys. So
patience is a women's virtue.
Of course, of course. Oh. No, I really suck at that.
Yeah, I do too.
Something else I've noticed, and not to belabor this point, but we were just at Comic-Con, and walking down Artist Alley, you see just a cornucopia of cheesecake all around. There's just big breasts and butts and bikinis everywhere, and you see like these saddened-looking writers sitting next to their artists, knowing that what they're writing has to be accompanied by an enormous set of jugs for it to sell.
Yep.
And that's depressing.
That must hurt as a writer. To have probably something that you've poured so much thought and your own experience and your own feelings into being distilled to check out these titties, you know?
Yep. And I mean, people do buy comics for the cover occasionally. And I mean, I've written stories, but I've always had female artists for the stories that comics that I've written. And I actually really love their work. And it felt good to have somebody take what I wrote and make it and put it out there in a way that made me happy. So I think that would be really depressing. I mean, nothing against boobs.
No, we like boobs.
Yes,
but
I signed my first boobs at Comic-Con.
Really?
Apparently, this
Whose
is a thing
boobs?
now. It was the girl in the audience of this panel I was doing called The Most Dangerous Women of Comic-Con, and Adrian Curry and I were...
That sounds dangerous.
It really was. It was. But no, it was a Sharpie. It wasn't sharp. It was fine.
Okay. You can...
Yeah. But yes, I signed a boob.
All right.
All right.
So I need you to know, audience, we don't hate boobs.
No.
We don't hate breasts.
We are pro-boob.
But there's a time and a place and a context for all. Let us know what you think about the Spider-Woman. What if Spider-Man did it, though? Think about that. With the Spider-Woman variant cover and the things that have arisen because of that. And I don't mean, never mind. Let us know what you think below in the comments. Be sure to subscribe.